Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. Um, I'm coming at you with this news clip that came out about 7, 8 hours ago. And obviously, the mainstream media is not going to show it. Okay. Um, it's about an arrest that was made in Martha's Vineyard, famous Martha's Vineyard. Okay. Um, you know, one of the many reasons that Trump had his border policies was what he campaigned on, and that was to make sure that criminals, hardcore criminals, don't get into our country. Okay. But at the same time, as you can see in the title of my video, it seems like we have them homegrown also. Okay. And I'm speaking about Minnesota. But before we continue, I just want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass it around. I'm trying to get to 500 as far as subscribers and go beyond that. And right now I'm at 348, I believe. So I'm 152 subscribers short for the moment. So don't forget to pass the channel around. Also, if you want to support the channel, in my description there's a link to my PayPal and Cash App. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this clip, and it's a short clip, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Story is just crazy. An illegal immigrant convicted of sexually assaulting a child in Brazil was just arrested by ICE in Martha's Vineyard. The Brazilian sex offender fled his home country after being sentenced to 14 years in prison. He then evaded Border Patrol as he crossed into the U.S. He was a getaway. Joining us now is former director of New York ICE removal, Tom Feely. So, Tom, I mean, this guy is able to cross the border. He's a getaway. And then we picked him up in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really shocked by this anymore, right? I mean, the border is wide open. People can come and go as they please. And like I've been saying for 2 years now on Fox News, anybody can come here, including terrorists, this gentleman. It's absolutely ridiculous that this border is wide open and nobody wants to do anything.
So, Tom,
Okay, let me just stop right there for a second. I know that this guy's trying to be polite, but to refer to this man, if it's true what he's being arrested for, to refer to him as a gentleman, I highly doubt that, but let's continue.
Listen, this was a getaway, but we have people that we have captured, given them a notice to appear, that are on the sex offender list, that are known terrorists.
You're absolutely accurate. The agency within ICE, Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO, they're the sole agency responsible for removing people from the United States. Since Biden has taken office, all of the senior leadership has pretty much retired or left and gone to do something else. And right now, this administration is actually downsizing them. They're losing positions. So this individual was apprehended by a fugitive operations team out of the Boston field office, which is run by a very good director. But the fact is, we're losing positions, so these fugitive operation teams aren't even fully staffed anymore to go locate these individuals.
Yeah,
And if you ask me, that's all by design. That's why, when I refer to Biden's regime, he is a very wicked man. Okay? He is a very wicked man who's working for very wicked people in this country. You would think, since they talk so much, the left, about people's rights, women's rights, protecting people, protecting their constituents, you would think that not only would they shut the border, but they would also like really beef up the agencies that had to go after the illegals that got in here and got away. Okay, you would think that they would vet everybody to make sure that no rapists and terrorists and criminals, gang members will get through, but they don't. They don't. They're very wicked people, okay? And it just sickens me, because this is not the first time. Oh, it's definitely not. When I lived in Florida a few years ago, I mean, you would hear this kind of news coming out of Alabama a lot. of illegals being arrested for raping and molesting children. Okay? I mean, illegals being let go after getting into DUI accidents. But they kept it so hush-hush. Now, some people may come out and say, well, you know what? Trump was president back then. Yes, he was. And did some illegals get away? Yes. But it was the states and people in certain states, okay, that make up their own policies. And back then in Alabama, there was a lot of leftists running things. Okay? Now, you would think that the Biden regime, and that's what I call them, a regime, because an administration does what it has to do to protect its constituents. Only a regime, okay, would do things to disrupt their constituents' way of life, to control it, to disrupt it, to make it chaotic. And this is what I say, okay, before we continue. Biden and his lapdogs are letting this happen. I think it's about time that victims start flooding the courts with lawsuits. Okay? Whatever it is you can find against Biden and whoever is in charge of these people getting away. Lawsuits of negligence, lawsuits of I mean, whatever, whatever happens, rape, murder, drug dealing, whatever it is. Because you know what? This is affecting innocent people. Okay? Not to mention, a lot of these people are running from their countries after committing crimes there. And if this doesn't bother the left or people on the left, then you are brutally mentally disgusting if this doesn't bother you, especially when it comes to a child. If you're going to turn a blind eye and say, well, you know what, oh, well, I'm still going to help them get in. You're just an evil, disgusting, wicked person. So I say flood the courts with lawsuits, major lawsuits. Okay? Because these are not one-offs. This is happening a lot. A lot. But let's continue.
Just crazy. 3.2 million encounters, 600,000 known gotaways, and you got 170, a little bit over 170 people that are on the terror watch list. This brings me to my home state of Texas. Governor Abbott has endorsed Donald Trump. And people are concerned in the liberals media because Donald Trump has said, look, there are going to be mass deportation. Tell me
and
how
there should be.
President Trump would get something like that done.
So when I worked for President Trump, we were called Nazis. We were accused of separating families. And everybody knows if you're arrested from a crime and you get sentenced to prison, you're separated from your family. And
that is so true. That is so true. I've known of people who did the wrong thing and got arrested. And I mean, like, just sometimes it was just petty, but, it was like while they were on probation. Shame on them. But they were separated from their families. Nobody gave a rat's ass. No leftists or Democrats gave a rat's ass and said, well, you can't separate him and he's got a son and daughter at home. No, they didn't care. As a matter of fact, they were in being born and raised in New York. I mean, 99% of the time they were being prosecuted by Democrats, by leftists, judges and lawyers. So, I mean, so much for them saying that, that they're trying to do the right thing, and the hypocrisy for them to keep pulling this, trying to pull this stunt about, oh, well, you're separating families and you guys are a bunch of Nazis. No, sorry. The KKK was founded by the Democratic Party. The KKK was flooded by Nazi sympathizers. The KKK became the Democratic Party, what it is today. Okay, so the real Nazis are on the left, not on the right. Okay, people on the right, they're trying to make the country safe. They're trying to, bring the country up, from being battered down for the past 3 years. And it's the people on the left that keep bringing in the shit, keep bringing in the chaos. But let's continue.
So I'm sure the left is getting ready to dust off all those signs that even if it isn't Trump, whoever comes in next and tries to right this ship and remove the people that don't belong here, they have no legal status here, you're going to be called a Nazi again. They're going to protest outside your phone or your house. How dare you? You guys are separating families. As we currently turn a blind eye to literally millions of people crossing this border, including terrorist groups like Hamas. And people say, well, how do you know that Hamas is here? Because when I was a director, I actually interviewed some of the Hamas that are here.
Look at that.
They are here amongst other terrorist organizations. So, Governor Abbott, I get it. He lives on the border. He's in this crisis knee deep, as you know, being from Texas.
Yep.
And unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the American people are scared.
Yep.
They want a president that they feel protects them, and they want a president that will help put food on the table. People are struggling.
Yeah, that's why the name calling just isn't going to work this time. The American people
Right.
are afraid for their safety. They tried to give Joe Biden a shot to get something done. They said they wanted comprehensive immigration reform done, and he said that he was going to give us some sort of security. Now we have a wide open border and terrorists in the country as a result. Tom, thank you so much for your service.
And you know what is true? You know what? Same thing happened under Obama. He talked a good talk. He was supposed to bring people back. He was supposed to bring back change. And it wasn't like that. It was just war after war. It was illegals coming in. I mean, it was just chaos. A lot of people say that Trump didn't do anything. Let me tell you something. He probably did so much more in his 4 years than the last 10 presidents combined. Okay? Imagine if he would have got the second term called the right way. And I know some people will be like, oh, you're one of those election deniers. No, I'm just, I believe in truth, and we all know what happened in 2020. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out of all the chaos that is happening around the country, never mind around the world, around the country, since Biden stepped into the White House. So you know what? For anybody to try to suppress this information, it's in the news. Shame on you, because this is not disinformation, misinformation. These are facts. And I know they're facts because some stories I heard firsthand from victims. Okay? I know personally of the chaos that has been caused by illegal immigrants. I got family and friends who have suffered at the hands of illegal immigrants. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that all the people that come here illegally are criminals, no. But we have a problem with our own homegrown criminals. We don't need the borders wide open, bringing in more. And if you think that's bad, the Native Americans are being used by the leftists. And this is something that I hold true and dear to my heart, that I will not be associated with that wicked party. And I think it's disgusting and it needs to stop. Okay? The left does not have the right to include us into their bullshit. And I'm saying this because of the next clip I'm going to show you. And if there's any Native Americans out there, I understand that you have a gripe with the government. I get it. Okay? But as an American, at this point right now, when it comes to like administrations changing, we're all going to have a gripe with the government. But for the Democratic Party to now try to pander more and more to the Native Americans, as a Native American, let me be the first to say, you do not speak for us. We were here long before your freaking wicked party. So exclude us out of that. And if any Native American out there wants to associate with the Democratic Party, they want to deal with the chaos and pretend like nothing is happening, and I don't care who I offend, but if that's the case, you deserve to stay on the reservation. Plain and simple. You don't deserve your freedom. Because there is no way in hell that I'm going to look at this Democratic Party, look at a rhino Republican, and think that they have my best interests at heart. So I'm going to show you the next clip. It's actually an article, so everybody could understand what I'm talking about. Here we go. Okay, this article came out a few days ago, about 5 days ago. Excuse me, it was put out by Fox. Now, another article came out today, or I believe yesterday, with some different, basically they're trying to change it around. And I'll tell you what they try to change around in a second. But it seems that now in Minnesota, it says Minnesota considers changing flag after historic 1893 design accused of racism against Native Americans. Okay, now if anybody looks at the Minnesota flag, it'll show like what appears to be a Native American on a horse, somebody else doing some kind of farm work, whatever. So they're trying to say that that is the white settlers coming in and taking over the land while the Native American is leaving on a horse. So somebody in their infinite wisdom, okay, once again, that probably has to be a leftist if I had to guess. And if it was a Republican, you're even more of a moron. To think that, oh, it's racist. We're doing this for the Native American. You ain't doing anything for us. The only thing you can do, and this time I'm definitely not to try to offend anybody, but if you wanted to do anything for the Native Americans and on either side, give us back our land. Round up all 300 and some odd million people, okay, and leave. And obviously I'm being sarcastic when I say this, but that's about the only thing you can do in order to get on our good side. And since that's not going to happen, then we have to do the next best thing. And that's live in harmony and try to stand up for what's right. Take care of this country. Take care of each other. But people sure love to use, for whatever agenda they want to use the American black people, the American Latin people, now the Native American. They'll use anybody that they think that needs help for their agenda. But now look at what their agenda is. I'll read the article real quick. Okay? It says the Minnesota state government created a commission to try to figure out how to make their flag less racist against Native Americans. And it is now considering a plethora of qualifying designs submitted by the public. Now, these designs came out first. The new designs I'm not even going to show because it looks like something out of some damn sci-fi movie. But it's these designs first that came out that will show that, you know what? It's definitely a leftist agenda. Okay? The state flag of Minnesota features a modified version of the seal of Minnesota, emblazoned on a blue field. The first version of the flag was adopted in 1893. However, critics on the left, there we go, have blasted the flag for its depictions of Native Americans. See? A professor of urban studies at the University of Minnesota, William Lindeek, called it our racist and ugly state flag. He went on to claim it represented genocidal feelings from white people, specifically the dominant feelings of white Minnesotans at the time, most of whom wanted to eradicate Native Americans from their homeland. As such, the seal and flag represent sentiments that led directly to the genocide of Dakota people, and is one that Minnesotans should not celebrate in any way. Okay. Now, whenever anything's coming from a leftist, I'm like, there is a hidden agenda. And this is why in my title I put down that Minnesota has fallen. It's bad enough they had their socialist, American hating, okay, Muslim terrorist loving representatives there. Now I want people to pay close attention to 4 designs that are being considered with other designs that are coming out. Are we ready for this? Watch this. Ta-da! This one, that's fine. A tree with the water and a star. But now look what we have here. Nothing but leftist agenda. You got the gay flag, which I'm going to say once and for all right here. I am so sick and fucking tired, excuse my language, of the left trying to push this gay agenda on America. America is not a gay country. Okay? America is a country that is flooded with millions of ideas. Okay? You will not get your gay country. You want a gay country? Put all your money together. For anybody that wants one, go buy an island. Plain and simple. I'm sorry if I'm being rude, but like I said, I am so sick and freaking tired of this. So that flag can kiss my ass. But here's the next two. Tell me that there are no socialists or communists living in Minnesota that want this flag. It says down here, qualifying submissions. Qualifying submissions. You believe that? So they're actually considering these flags. Now, here's another little undertone. And if I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. But does anybody know this color green by any chance? Does it remind anybody of a certain green that people have been waving around? I don't know. Since Minnesota has a lot of Muslims, I don't know. Palestine by any chance? What this blue is up here is beyond me. But you got the hammer and sickle and the star. How in the world does anybody on the left think that they're going to use the Native American to push their agenda? Native Americans, excuse me, don't, how can I say? Me being Native American, I don't identify as gay. I'm a straight Native American male. So I don't need this flag representing me. Me as a Native American, I sure as shit am not a freaking communist or a freaking socialist. So what in the hell are the people in Minnesota thinking? Who in the hell is in charge of this? People may say, you know what, you can't say nothing. Every state has its own. Bullshit. This right here, if any of these flags are chosen, number one, it does not represent the Native American. So all the leftists in Minnesota can kiss my ass. If any Native American is okay with this, they can kiss my ass too. And number two, the left has been trying to set their flag in this country to destroy it from within. So even though this is in Minnesota and I'm in a different state, this affects America. All you need to do is plant one flag in one spot. And you grow your ranks from within. The left are trying by hook or by crook to use black people, Spanish people, Native American people, gay people, whoever it is they think they can use to set their wicked agenda. They don't give a flying rat's ass about any of those people. Remember that. They're only using you for their wicked agenda. Okay? So if you want to look at the article, there's no reason for me to read anymore because you guys got the gist. But this came out 5 days ago on Fox News. Look it up. And they go and they cut the comment section so you can't even leave a comment. Because 77 people gave it a thumbs up. But I guarantee you, if these comments were on, there'd be thousands of negative comments about this. Okay? The new flag that they want, like I said, I'd have to look for the article, but you'll find it again. They added other flags, but it looks like something out of some like Star Trek movie. It's just weird. It has nothing to do with Minnesota. It has nothing to do to represent the Native American, but they're trying to use the Native American, my people's plight, okay, as a means to their agenda. So like I said, let me be the first to say that the Democrats and the leftists starting in Minnesota and around this country, kiss my Native American ass. And stop using us, saying the indigenous people, okay, in your campaigns. Because being that I am Native American and I have Native American family and friends, both on and off the reservation, we do not think like this. In fact, we think more towards the way Republicans think. Regardless of whatever stray Native American out there is joining your committee. You don't speak for the majority of us. Okay? Plain and simple. And you sure as shit are not helping the Native Americans in Minnesota by changing the flag and trying to drape the state with gay communists. Figure that one out. That's just great. But anyway, that's what I got for you. If I've offended anybody, too bad. Okay? Too damn bad. Because enough is enough. It truly is. Enough is enough. So please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it around. Okay? Tell your family and friends. Pass it around. Put everything on blast so people can see more and more. The election is less than a year away. And we need the grown-ups back in charge. So shit like this doesn't take root. And to anybody in Minnesota that's watching this, you need to vote against it. Because it's not going to bring you any peace. They're trying to embed their agenda. Okay? They're planting their flag. And Minnesota will fall first. So again, please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass it around. If you can help support the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. There's a link in my description for my Cash App and PayPal. And remember, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other. And by all means, pray for this country. Pray for Minnesota. We cannot let not one county, not one state, not one borough, not one neighborhood get taken over anymore by this leftist agenda. And with that being said, peace.